I mean, I look at everything as kind of like a learning experience, right? Like you take it for what it is.
We didn't expect to get where we are.
I saw you on TikTok this week. I was like, what does that got to do with math? And they'd be like, oh, the answer's so-and-so. And then they try to get back in the conversation.
Did you say Karahi or Karhi?
No, I said Karhi.
What do you say, man?
Karahi's whatever.
Yeah,
You said Karhi.
That word don't even exist in my vocabulary.
Yo, listen.
Hey guys, welcome to the KIC Back Podcast, right? This is an idea that I had a long time ago, but I wasn't really too sure who would really listen. But Bryan came up with the, idea to put this into motion, and I'm really glad and, happy for that. And this is going to be a platform, guys, for us to speak about our experiences and really talk about things that occur in the community and the culture, and just give it a platform for that. But Bryan, a little bit about what you had in mind.
Wait,
yeah,
Bryan, before you even begin, I think we should take a second, give ourselves a round of applause, because I feel like, if you look around, look where we are.
So our 3 viewers watching.
I just feel like this might, this is like a unique opportunity.
It might be 3 views today, but a little bit down the line, them 3 views will be 12 views, and them 12 views will be 100 views.
You got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah,
Gotta start somewhere.
And those 100 views can go back down to 10 views.
Yeah. The more we put your face in it, Brandon, I think.
Damn, man.
The thing is, you have to creep in order to walk before you can run.
That's right.
So,
Damn, Brandon.
So, Bryan, so what was the idea you had about this? Because I was thinking about this for a while, but I was like, will people care to listen? But I think you came up with a good idea, and just tell a little bit about what you had in mind.
well, so I had this idea brewing in my head for quite some time now. Because of the simple fact that, we do our little clips, our little videos, our little photos, we post it on social media. People interact with it. People interact with it in a way where, it entertain us, seeing that they're liking the stuff that we do.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking forward for more of what we do. So I wanted to get us to do something where instead of them just liking the videos that we're posting, liking the clips, just looking at the clips and saying, wow, I wish I was there to enjoy that moment. Or I wonder what's the preparation. People have questions. People have, answers for those questions. So I figured, hey, why not have somewhere where we could have that and give people the chance to talk about the preparations and their experience, stuff like that.
Absolutely. And this is going to be a place where we're not going to talk about Tasa all the time, but
I hope not. Shout out to
Bryan sort of pitched this to us as we can stop talking about Tasa all the time and talk about things.
Must have been hard for you.
Well, Tasa is not the only thing that we do.
No, absolutely.
What else?
We have a broad span of things that we're doing right now.
Explain, Bryan. Tell the people. I think they want to know.
So, for example, Richie has his he got his photography little thing going that he's doing that he started out of nowhere. Again, props to you for that.
Damn, Rich, props.
Definitely props to you for
round
that.
of applause.
Yeah, thank you.
It's been booming. It's been booming since you started it, and we talked about this a few nights ago, actually. And you mentioned that you didn't expect, and I said the same. I didn't expect that this was gonna get where it is. Same thing with us, like with our Tasa community. We didn't expect to get where we are, and doing the things that we're doing, right? But we're doing it. So for that to happen, I know we have a lot of ways to go and a lot of things better to do. So
Yeah, I agree.
Brandon?
Why the spotlight on me?
No. So I mean, going back on that. So I feel like when we first started blowing up on social media and stuff, I think I saw clips from other people outside the culture, right? Like DJs and other, wedding bands and stuff. And I was like, wait, why can't anyone do this for our community, right? Do it for Tasa. And there was no one else doing anything like that. So we had to really become the baseline, right? We had to, really go out on a whim and say, all right, like, let's try it and see how it goes. And it's been really great so far, really successful. And I'm glad that, we can all make a name for ourselves that way. But I think the biggest video that we have so far, right? We got Brandon saying, "Way boy, way."
Nah.
Damn, Brandon.
Yeah,
Brandon,
I saw that video in Trinidad one time.
Yeah.
So, way is just a regular saying, came out of nowhere. And, also shout out to my Dominican family as well. Not only the Caribbeans, but they, our culture is now even getting more diverse than what it was before. Not only now is it Trinidadians and Guyanese people getting married, but now it's getting mixed. And, it's only growing more and more day by day and for the future to come.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see.
Tell me a little bit about people who have seen that video and they're like,
Well, for those that don't know, right, I'm a math teacher right here in the Bronx, right? Shout out to the X.
Big up to the X always.
And some of my students, they like, this guy looks familiar. So I'll be sitting in my classroom and I'll be teaching
I saw him on the corner.
I'll be teaching y equals mx plus b, and I'll be like, what's the answer? And some kid will raise their hand and be like, I saw you on TikTok this week. I was like, what does that got to do with math? And they'll be like, oh, the answer so-and-so. And then they try to get back in the conversation. So I want this to become like a global phenomenon thing, not only being stuck to just our roots, but to everyone, no matter what culture, what race you come from, mix it into one.
Absolutely. And I think, one of the things about blowing up on like socials and being so popular in the community now is I feel like it really built our confidence, right? So, Mesh, how do you think that has built your like personal confidence, being like, you're attached to something so great, so cool now that we're like celebrities in the community a little bit?
Celebrities.
Definitely not Mesh.
Not celebrities, but like,
I was a celebrity start.
Oh.
I mean, I look at everything as kind of like a learning experience, right? Like you take it for what it is. Like we didn't even being here, we don't know what this is or what it could be, like Bryan said, right? But we take it, we try it, and we see what happens, right? And we learn as we grow. And I think that's the same thing with the band and everything else that we've been doing. Is just we're trying it for the first time and we're seeing where it takes us, right? And I think that's kind of what has set us apart and what's make people kind of know a little bit more about us, is because we've been taking that step to kind of do things out of the ordinary to say, hey, this is who we are, right? So it's not just us playing drums here, but you know who we are, what are we about, like things that we like to do outside of just playing drums. And it's something that I tell people when we're on the phone talking to them, or we're talking like brides a lot on the phone before we book jobs. It's like, hey, like we want to make it so that you're actually excited or interested in hanging out with us, right? It's not like, okay, they gotta come play our drums at our wedding and leave and that's it, but it's like, oh man, I really enjoyed speaking to Richie, or I enjoyed talking to Brandon. Like we had a general conversation, didn't feel like a sales pitch, and it was just right. I could see myself sitting down at a bar or some random place and chilling with these guys if it wasn't even for Tasa, right? So I think that's the kind of experience that we want to portray and show people. So, that's just my 2 cents.
And I think also too, Tasa has given us that path to meet a lot of people, a lot of interesting people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Throughout the time that we played. We got an opportunity to meet a lot of like famous people, a lot of government elected people. We got to go places that we didn't think that we were going to be able to go or be able to see. It was great. It was a great experience for us.
Yeah,
Me personally, it was an amazing experience.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And guys, like, I mean, my intention with like starting the group was not for like fame, right? So I didn't really care about being famous or known, but that has sort of come with the territory almost, right? So, I mean, it's cool to be well known, but like, I always say like, it's also great to help that this helped build up our, confidence. Now I feel like when I walk into a room, I'm like, okay, if I can do this, I can do anything, right? Mm-hmm. So, I think that's a really valuable lesson for the youth, right? Like learning how to play the drum, learning how to play the harmonium, learning how to, be a participant in the community. All these things can, help you build confidence at the same time.
It definitely gives you a key sense of confidence because, being able to stand up in front of a large group of people performing and having those people judging you while you're there performing, a lot of people wouldn't, they wouldn't full out judge you straight off the back like that. But you could tell that people are there judging you while you're there playing. So being able to be confident and able to be willing to stand there and perform, you know, for different crowds of people, it's a good motivation for you know, confidence
Yeah.
in someone.
No stage fright, right?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
absolutely.
A lot of people do have stage fright, where, you know, they're really talented, but they're scared to portray those talents because of stage fright. You know, stage frights. People don't want to do it. They're shy. People are scared of what other people might think of, you know, of what's the outcome.
Don't forget, some of them got sweaty palms.
Sometimes my palms still sweat though.
Oh, we
just
know.
in case.
Oh, trust me, we know.
I think that's
No,
one of
no,
the medical
well-
condition.
Brandon, so Brandon's like the newest one in the group, even though he's
Yeah,
been here for
Brandon.
like 10 years, right?
Yeah.
12 years.
I could change that decision. I would have.
Damn.
But Brandon, like when you first started to play with us, right? And you first went in front of that big crowd, how'd you feel playing
It's,
jaw, playing bass?
It's mind blowing because, you know, not only is your heart going at a certain beat, but, you know, you're seeing everybody, and then sometimes as a new one coming in and you're not knowing what you're doing, you know, it's like, oh man, like all the eyes are locked on you because remember, it's you and the other three. So, or other, however much of the people there is. And then, you know, as a newbie coming in, I didn't know nothing. So I'm over here trying to mimic Bryan on bass, or mimic you on Tasa, or mimic Mesh on jaw, the expert of them all, right?
Mesh, Mesh actually taught us all.
I
Yeah.
remember, you know, not to cut your story off, but I remember the first time I played, I think in front of like one of our first official weddings, and I think I dropped the jaw on my hand.
Oh yes,
Oh.
That's
I
how
remember
scared I
that.
was.
That
I
was
was
the
like,
first time you played, and you were shaking because
did the jaw break, man?
fell. The jaw fell. He was holding the jaw, and he was scared because we was like, remember, we kept on like making fun, like, yo, play it like this, and do it like this way, and he kept on laughing, and I remember him dropping the jaw.
The rope was faulty. I think
We could blame it on the rope show.
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna blame it on the rope.
that was definitely the rope's fault.
No, but I think so. One time I told someone that I feel like being in the band and playing in front of people helped me to be a better public speaker, right? Because like I feel like now when I'm standing in front of people, I don't really care what they think, right? I'm just like, all right, like, you know. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going there without clothes on or anything, right? But like, before I had like a big stage fright, like I would, you know, really mess up on what I'm saying, or especially playing, I was like nervous on what I'm playing. But Bryan, you were the longest performer here. Like you had the longest tenure of performing, right?
Yeah.
Right. So tell us a little bit about like how long you've been performing, not only in Tasa, but like in playing Dolak and being in Temple, being in Mandir, things like that.
I've been playing since I was 4 years old. Like literally
Tell
playing
them how old you are now.
any type of drum since I was 4 years old. I'm very old now. It's been some years. A number of years actually.
Right. So who put the first drum in your hand?
That would have to be my grandfather.
Oh yeah.
My grandfather. Why I would say he put the first drum in my hand is because I was born back home in Guyana. As you guys can see,
Got the Burbisha hat.
I gotta represent.
Oh, Riverton right there. Getting free advertising.
So my grandfather, he used to be around all these famous singers, like the old classical singers from back home, like Dashrat Mangru, Mohit Mangru. We also used to go around with like Dr. Sugam and stuff like that. One of the top drummers still is the top drummers to this day, I think, in my, you know, experience. Moses. Moses, we used to be there. Moses would play, and he taught my uncle. And when he would be at the house teaching my uncle, and when my grandfather would sit there and sing his heart out, I would be there as a little kid, and I would like watch them. I fell in love with the sound of music.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was. I just fell in love with the beats. I fell in love with the you know, the sound it made. And as a little kid, I see my uncle going this place, going that place, he's meeting this person, meeting that person. I mean, I'm still a little kid. I don't know about, you know, famous people and stuff like that. But
Bryan, now, like nowadays, right, when we play, you're not ever nervous or anything like that, right? When you were a kid, did you feel like a little bit anxious playing in front of people?
So truthfully, I still be nervous. I just don't show it because, you know, I mastered the fact that I could sit there and look someone directly at them while I'm playing, not knowing a single thing about what they're singing or what it is that they're doing. But I could, I could mimic a beat. I could like create an entire beat from scratch, and that comes with confidence. Throughout the years of doing it over and over and over and over, going to this place, going to that place, doing it this way, doing it that way, messing it up this way, try to fix it that way, try to master it in a better way.
Trial and error, right?
Trial and error, yeah.
Trial and error. Trial and error is a big part when it comes to music. Trial and error, it plays a big key in it. It plays a big key in it because if you don't try it, you will never know if it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And if you don't try it, then you will never know if you're good at it or not.
Right. So
you should pursue it.
How did you make the like crossover of like playing Dolak, playing for Kirtan, right, into like playing Tasa and stuff?
So again, back home, we have Tarapiti, right?
What exactly is Tarapiti, bro?
So Tarapiti is like Tasa. But Guyanese people, we didn't really have access to like the modern day Tasa that they have like coming out of Trinidad and stuff like that. What we had was a single bass. We had the regular jal that you has.
Was it a bass made out of like goat skin and stuff too?
It was made out of goat skin. The shell was also made out of like cedar wood, sometimes mango wood, sometimes redwood. It depends on like where whoever making it and the type of wood that they use and whatever.
Yeah.
For the Tasa, back home they have karahi, like small karahis. It gives you the shape. Kahari. However,
So guys,
however you guys say it, I say
let's stop right
karahi.
there. Do you say karahi or karhi?
No, I say karahi.
What do you say, Mesh?
Karahi's whatever.
Yeah,
You say karahi.
That word don't even exist in my vocabulary, to be honest. If you
Bryan,
ask
so how do Trini people say?
Bryan don't know pot.
me. It's a pot.
Bryan is Trini, guys, right? So
pot.
Bryan, so how you say pot in like Trinidad?
Pot.
Pot.
What?
Bring me pot.
Bring the pot. So bring the pot.
We say curry.
You say karhi, right? I know karahi too.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Karahi, but okay, Bryan,
So
go ahead. Continue.
back to it. So yeah, we use the kahari or karahi, as I call them, with goat skin. And you would have to actually have a fire there whenever it's time for you to play to heat that skin up so it could get stiff, so you could get to that tune or to that height.
But Bryan, so the skin was sort of tied the same way how they do like a sort of like a goat skin, goat skin Tasa,
Yes.
and the same sort of plaiting and all
It's
that.
same plaiting and everything. The only difference is with the skin, when it gets cold, it's more slack. There's no like there's no string, like there's no well there's strings, but there's no like hooks or anything that's holding that tension. So it gets slack when it gets cold. That's why a lot of people, when you see them lighting up the fire, or as the song go, light up the fire to warm up the Tasa, right? It was actually an actual thing back in the days, because now we have on the Tasa we have plastic skins.
Yeah.
Right? We have those films, those skins that mimic goat skins, but it's actually plastic.
I remember someone told me it was like X-ray film.
Back in the days,
Yeah?
they used to use X-ray films. A lot of people don't have access to, the stores out here.
I
that
never
have
seen
those
X-ray film
skins.
before. You ever seen X-ray film before, man?
Only in the X-ray room. Wait, but Bryan, can you dispel a myth for me, right? So before like we started in Tasa, my mom used to tell me there was one person that would play all these things.
All three.
The one-man band.
In Guyana,
So what does that
before,
mean
there used to
exactly?
be two person. One man would play the Tasa, the Tarapiti. And one man would play the bass. And on the bass, right, those little jars that you use when you go and you sing Chow Tao,
Look like
or like the kitten jars, we didn't have those, big brass cymbals that they have now, right? We didn't have access to those. And also, we didn't have an extra person back home, like to stand there and play that with us.
Yeah.
So what we did, we came up with an idea, put it on the bass. So you use one hand with the stick to play the bass, and then you use one hand on the jar.
No, one time I was trying to practice at home, and I was thinking like, I want to hear the bass. So I was trying to like, do a little something like that too, but like it wasn't working out for me.
I mean, you gotta feel the rhythm in order to like be able to play it.
But Bryan, so like really though, all this stuff is self-taught for you, right? No one...
Everything is self-taught for me. It's all about looking and listening and try to copy it or try to mimic it or try to like make it a little better,
Yeah.
right? Once I master it, I try to show it to someone else so they can mimic it, they could master it, and they could make it their own. Music is something, it runs in my generation, it runs in my family. And I also
everyone in Brian's family is a musician.
I also wanted to get into the further generation to come. I want people to, enjoy the things that we enjoyed from our ancestors, the things that they brought with them when they came, right? Because this is something that we're doing that they brought, our ancestors, they brought when they came to the Caribbean, they brought it with them. They brought the culture with them. They brought the cooking, the food, the spices, And to this day, we still celebrate their heritage by enjoying the food that they brought, by enjoying the spices that they brought, by enjoying the culture, the music that they brought with them.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to share that with the next generation so they can share it with the generations to come.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think this here, what we are doing, being on social media platform, being able to walk the streets and have someone stop you and be like, hey, I just seen your video, keep up the good work. It gives you a sense of humor like that you wouldn't get from anywhere else, that, hey, let's keep on doing this. It's making people feel good. Same thing with you. You got your little class, your school going, right?
Yeah.
You got your students coming up to you.
Well, they should be doing homework. They shouldn't be on TikTok.
And
They show me no homework. They show me TikTok.
And this is worldwide. This is a worldwide thing, right? Because social media is a big platform that connects the entire world, right? It brings people closer that wouldn't have that opportunity a couple years back, right?
I was thinking the other day, like, can you remember the world without Facebook and Instagram and stuff? It was whack.
I mean, I can honestly, personally, I can, because I grew up in Guyana. I had my childhood days back home in Guyana, so
Yeah, the 2G.
we didn't have internet per se. We didn't have access to video game consoles and stuff like that. We did, but instead of being stuck inside the house playing video games or watching TV, we used to be outside.
No, yeah.
We used to be outside with our friends playing cricket on the road. Playing all types of games, doing bush cooks and stuff like that. So it was a great childhood for me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. What?
But
we had a great childhood in the Bronx.
Technology, I would say technology has played a very big part with our culture, because it's allowed people, like, for example, people that cannot attend certain functions, it gives them a way to be able to experience those functions.
Yeah.
And with us, we're playing. A lot of people are not able to attend those events that we're there playing, right? So we give them a little clip. Okay, this is what you miss. Hope to see you the next time.
That's what the goal was, right? Like, in 1 minute, try to have them feel like they were at the wedding, right?
They were at the wedding, and that for the next wedding or the next birthday party or the next gathering, they will not miss it because they missed the first one.
Yeah.
Because they missed the excitement, the joy that they had, the fun, the food, all the drinks and everything that they missed. I mean, of course.
Yeah.
You go to a party. What's a party? You go there, you enjoy the food, you enjoy the drinks.
The Henny.
The Henny, of course. You enjoy the music.
We don't condone drinking, people.
You enjoy the music.
Off screen.
So it's like
No, but I mean, like you say, right? So the first thing, when we go to a job, right? Let's say we go to a party or even a wedding, and people see us, the first thing they ask is, "Oh, when y'all gonna play? Like, what time you guys gonna play?" Right? Because they don't want to miss it. Some of them are like, they're running to the bathroom. They say, "Oh, give us 5 minutes. We coming back."
They're anticipating now. Okay, now these guys are gonna play. Now it's time for us to dance.
Yeah.
It's time for us to bring that energy to this wedding, to make the wedding an actual wedding. Because a wedding, you're celebrating two people tying that knot.
Coming together as one.
Yeah.
Right? Like, for example, you guys, both of you guys sitting on that couch over there are both married.
Who, me?
Right? So it's like,
that's why we put you out
when
over
you
there.
guys,
We sit over here.
when you guys, when you guys
Brandon got engaged soon. You see Brandon over there.
Right?
Damn, you got that on record.
Stuff,
When you guys tied that knot,
You got that on record.
you were there, tying that knot. But at the same time, you had everyone there that you had at your event to celebrate you.
So guys, when I was a kid, right, going to a Indian Hindu wedding was like, I mean, now it's like, nothing to us, right? Because we go there all the time. But when you are first going to that, right, and you see the amount of prep work that my family did as a guest to go to like someone's wedding, they're going to buy new clothes and they're going to do their nails and going to, make sure everything is fresh.
Right? No, it's a lot of preparation. There's a lot of preparation when it comes down to even just a simple jandi. Just a simple jandi. It takes a lot of preparations, And
it was like a big thing, right? Like they're spending so many hours, like, oh, let's go to this store to see, what clothes they have that we can wear, or it was just so much excitement around it, right? Brandon, what can you remember your first time going to? Well, tell us, Brandon, Trini style.
Damn, Brandon.
What was your first like Indian, wedding
in the U.S.?
Growing up, right, I actually had a wedding in Trinidad. I was like I don't even remember how old I was, and it was for my cousin Darren. And basically, I remember my mom and dad, they wanted the Indian outfit. And I remember going down Lib, and oh my God, it was the worst. Because my mom would see the same saree in 4 different stores. But like there was like a little, like the design was off, like with the embroidery. And they were like all $15. Like one was like $200, one was $185, one was $230, $15, $20 difference. But then sometimes we go to all 4 and she couldn't make up her mind. And oh my God, it was very taxing, very taxing. And then and then to pay all that money and then wear it one time and then not really wear it again. And then, so I was like, oh my God. And then
I recycled quite a few back in my day.
Oh, you do.
Damn.
No, but Brandon, so tell me a little bit about like your musical background, right?
So me growing up, I did not come from any sort of musical background. I didn't know how to do anything with my life possible. I was always like that little book nerd in school. I was good with books.
You believe that, man?
And I mean,
Right,
I was in the other life.
I mean, I can, but
But he saw it firsthand when I went to St.
Brandon's
John's.
actually really into like doing yoga and stuff.
Nah, highly disagree there, but but yeah, no one from my family was a musician, and coming into this again, I was a book nerd. I used to play video games. That was my thing. Play video games and play basketball. I was that one little Indian boy running around the court. And everybody was like, who the hell is this? And I was good at it. Wasn't the best.
That's the same thing I said when your uncle reached out to me about you playing Tasa with us. I seen the random number in my phone.
Yeah, wonder who the hell this is.
And I answered the phone. I'm like, who the hell is this? Like, not knowing, because I was having some scam likely calls like earlier during the day.
Wait, they had scam likely back then?
They had scam
Bill
likely.
collectors.
But it wasn't showing up. It wasn't showing up as scam likely. It was actually coming up as just a number.
Yeah.
Right?
Before all that other technology.
Yeah, so I answered the call.
I should have thought 6-7 it.
And so there's this guy on the other side of the line. Oh, hi! I just got your number from my sister. I want you to teach my nephew to play drums. So, in the midst of him talking to me, right, I'm trying to wrap my head, but I'm trying to figure out who is this guy? Who gave you my number?
Why are you calling me?
Why are you calling me? Right? Who told you that I was this teacher that was teaching, Tasa? So I didn't pay it no mind. I hung up the phone.
You just hang up on her?
A random Bryan. I mean, regular Bryan, sorry.
True story.
Wait, you would tell her, you just hung up the phone.
I hung up the phone.
Damn.
Regular.
All right.
I hung up the phone.
Does that up to this day.
Damn, bro.
So after that first call, there was a couple more calls after that, right? It got to the point where now I kind of remember the number now, like at least the first 3 or the second 3 number.
Now.
I remember the number now, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Let me answer this call. So I answered. Oh, I need you to teach him. Please.
Wait, is that for real? I thought this was like a one-time call.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
No, because remember, he kept calling me. And that's why when I called you, I'm like, yo, Richie, I have this guy, his uncle kept on calling me, right?
Oh, wait, hold on. Let's listen to this now, right? Like this is like back in like 2015 or something, right?
Not even, probably before that.
24.
It's when I first started high
Alright, so
school.
look,
It
I was
in
in-
between. It was a gap between like 2013 and 2015.
Yeah, I'd say somewhere in that frame, yeah.
So look, I was in college at the time, and this was a Friday night, and I used to work at Taxi and Limousine Commission. Shout out TLC, man.
TLC.
Yeah, I'll see.
Work?
That I'm not gonna say nothing about that here. But all right, so it was a Friday night, and I remember I was like about to watch a movie or something. Just take it easy, you know. I gotta unwind, man. That's what you mean.
He had a bowl of curry chicken in front of him.
No. A bowl of chicken curry.
Whatever you say.
At my parents' house, like my room was at the frontmost part of the house, right?
Sus.
So I can see, I can see people coming up the stairs. So I see this like kid coming up the stairs with a drum at like 8 o'clock at night on a Friday, and I was like, "Yo, who is this?"
Your greatest nightmare as a kid.
And he's never left since then.
Hey, yo, so he rings the bell, Bryan, right? And he's like, "Oh, like Bryan sent me here." So I looked at my phone, and Bryan, I had a missed call, right? And I was like, "Bryan, who is this kid?" And he's like, "Oh, you know, I forgot to tell you, like someone coming to learn Tasa."
That's something you don't forget. Well, I'll be honest. That's something you don't forget.
So I go out, I meet his parents, and they're like, "All right, like we'll pick him up in like an hour." I was like, "Whoa, what?"
Yeah, they just
kid.
tossed him to you, right?
No,
They're
yeah,
just like,
like,
here,
yeah.
take him.
And I was
We
like,
need
"Brandon, like, say if I was like a predator."
Oh my
jeez.
God, no.
We should have
Why
added
did
this part
you
of
go-
the
Yeah.
this scene. Gotta cut this scene.
Yeah.
No, but like I feel
If?
like they didn't they didn't vet me or anything. So I was like, all right.
That's Trini people voice.
Oh yeah.
So I took Brandon in my mom's basement, and my mom's basement have karahis everywhere.
Smell like fish.
Smell like
Still
hasa
does.
and all kinds of stuff.
Or, in other terms, karahi. Yes.
And then I was like, all right, man, like, you know, I guess we're gonna play some Tasa here. And Brandon has not left since
12
then.
years later.
No, see, one of the things that I could say I really appreciate about you is that when you first came, you didn't know a single thing about music.
Jack. Nothing.
Like literally, he didn't know a single thing about music.
Mhm.
But he picked it up so fast. He picked it up so fast, right? That I was surprised at the rate that you was going. Like I was surprised at myself that, like, you know, you came from a background that has nothing to do with music, anything whatsoever to do with music, to someone that now you have people looking up to for music.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Do you know?
that's cool. That's
Do
pretty
you
cool.
know how good that feels? Like to be someone that, okay, I didn't know shit. I used to look at these guys and like, what the hell are they doing?
I still look up to Tamesh up to this day.
And now look at you. You got people that look at the videos of you playing drums
Damn, Brandon.
and wonder
No, you
and
know
got
why,
questions
too,
to
Brandon-
ask and got questions to ask like,
I put some on
Brandon.
his doorsteps.
doesn't that hurt your hand? Isn't the drum too heavy? You know, how are you able to stand so long playing? Like, you know, stuff like that. Like people asking you questions like that. And I know when they're asking you those questions, I know that somewhere around, you know, deep down in you, you got that sense of, oh, I'm really feeling good about myself because, you know, the fact that people are coming up to me
Mhm.
about something that I do, you know.
Right. So this is interesting, right? So when we met Brandon, I automatically
jeez.
knew that he was a WWE fan.
How was
Oh.
that?
Right,
Gotta
'cause-
ask.
Oh
He would
my
start
God.
talking about like,
Big,
you know,
big
wrestling and
WWE
stuff, right?
fan
And I
over
was like, "What, dude? I love it too, right?" And I, you know, at that time, it was almost like uncool to like, you know, watch it anymore. Like, you know, I'm grown up now, I can't really watch wrestling anymore. But like, Brendan really brings that performative side
Mhm.
to him, right? Throwing out his hair, right? And then we used to almost
you know,
like,
talking about the performance stuff. I remember there was this one time we went and we did an event, and after the event, we decided that we wanted to go eat. We went and we ate. We came out the spot and we were walking back to the car. For some odd reason, that parking lot turned into the WWE Championship
Jesus Christ.
ring.
Mesh, you want
I
to talk about that?
remember I had
Yeah.
glass on my back. And Mesh just let to take this one, Mesh.
Listen,
Ridiculous. You guys.
Mesh.
You guys.
I gave him an Irish whip to hell. To the deep depths of hell.
It's ridiculous.
By God, he's a
Man,
human
again,
being. For
my
Christ's sake.
condolences go out to your pops'
Mr. R.
Mr.
Shout out
R.
Mr. R.
Damn, shout out Mr. R, bro.
minivans windshield.
Well, I don't think we could publish the story because my parents still think a different something else happened than what actually happened. So we might have to like.
Oh, don't worry, they won't ever know.
No, but like, all right. So guys, so in the beginning days, I didn't have a car, and like my dad used to let me borrow his car, and
We used to
Tamesh
call them
is-
the Tasa mobiles.
yeah, the Tasa
way.
mobile. But Tamesh used to drive to all the jobs,
The
right?
human rocket.
With the human rocket is Tamesh's dad has like a 2000, what 2001?
Yeah, 2000 Odyssey.
2000 Odyssey that
Nice
has been
gold
beat to
color.
the ground
Nice gold
and built
color.
the
So
hell
I have
back
to
up.
ask real quick, right? Not to get off topic, but I have to ask this real quick. Out of the four of us, who here remembers that slang that we have when we used to go to 4 or 5 weddings a day in the weekends? Pedal to the metal.
Metal to the metal. That's right, because you gotta get to where you're going, right? You gotta get to no facts. You gotta get to
On
where
the
you're
highway, get on the shoulder.
Now, I remember one time, Rich. We had a job that night, I think, and the door on the Odyssey wasn't closing. So I came to his house like an hour before we had to leave. I was like, "Yo, the door not closing. It's not gonna hold all the drums in the trunk. We gotta close it. Like we
With
got
the
another
rope."
car. Yeah." So me and Richie was in his garage, like. I don't know how the hell we roped
Bob
this
the
thing
Builder.
around, up and
Can
around,
we fix it?
around
No,
the sides,
we
around the
can't.
corner, just so that
Well,
the
guys,
garage door could lock.
I was a Boy Scout, so I told me
Oh,
my
jeez.
God.
I'm gonna tie a knot that's not gonna come loose.
That was crazy. I can't believe he did that.
No, but then we're on the Van Wick and it's just flying open. It's flying open and like I'm like, oh man, like the drum's gonna fall out and we're gonna be some
We're
problems.
talking about some bad times that we had, some bad experience. I've had one of the worst experience when it comes down to weddings.
We had-
and
The mono scenario.
and having
the one time we played the bass and you
the
hit the bass and the whole skin just caved in.
Yo, listen.
That one
I
time
will
the
never
bass
forget.
dropped.
Listen, this is one time I would never forget, right? I'm gonna have to say the guy name. Hank
Hang
saved
the
us.
tank.
Hank the
Hank
Tank.
the Tank.
Shout out my
Hank
boy
saved
Hank.
us. We went to a wedding, right? Was it the wedding day or was it the Matiko night?
Matiko night.
It was the
Yeah,
Matiko
yeah.
night, right? We was rushing because I believe we had did like 6 or 7 other weddings or Matikos that same day. So we was like rushing from New Jersey to Queens, back to the Bronx,
Mhm.
back to Jersey. So we got to this event late. And usually, once we finish with an event, we'll pull the rings up on the bass, to keep the tension and everything, anyways, we get to this event and we get to pulling the bass.
Oh my god, makes my stomach sink just thinking about
Dude,
it.
I'm standing next to Richie and we heard pop. Literally the sound.
Yeah.
Pop. I turned around. I see Richie's face. Richie had the only
I mean, if you think
A little
about it, right?
theatrical,
like,
if you ask me.
I don't think I
Yes.
was there. I think I was at work or something. I couldn't come to that job. I remember Richie telling me about it. But I mean, think about it. I think at that time we were still fairly new. Like we had just started
Yeah.
like booking jobs and we just started
Yes.
playing as a group, right? And think about like your one drum that you need. It's not like you had like we had 2. That was the only one we had.
yeah.
and that's the thing. We only had 1 drum at that time, right? And
We had one of each. I think
was-
one of
it was-
everything.
it was a stressful moment for us because
Because somebody magical,
we're
right? You still had
there,
to
right?
play.
So, usually when we get to an event, we try to find parking, a little bit away. So that way we could like, get into our uniforms.
Mhm.
We could get our drums ready.
Yeah, get situated. A little.
Get situated and stuff like that. In this situation, we were late. We were late. We were running late. We called the people. We
As
explained to them.
always.
No, hold on.
No.
We
Listen.
have been trying to wire people's brains.
Yeah.
People gotta understand. If you're coming from a distance, right? We don't have spaceships. We don't have rocket ships.
I wish I had one.
We don't have helicopters and stuff like that where we could just get into the helicopter and fly to the destination and get there in a heartbeat. There is traffic most of the times. We live in New York, right? We live in New York. New York traffic is If you live in New York or you know about New York, you know about
All
New
right,
York's
before
traffic.
we even get into that, let's set the record straight. We set adequate time to get to everybody's events on
Oh,
time.
that's right.
so
That's
we-
right.
Yes,
That's
we
fact.
do.
That's
We
We
fact.
do. But see, wait.
No, don't do that.
Before
Don't
we
do
did that,
Brandon.
before we was
They're
able
not
to
gonna hire
set,
us anymore.
before we was able to set an adequate time to make sure that we were able to get to people's event, on time, be there earlier than the time that we're supposed to start. These were all trial and errors, things that we were doing in our past, as an up and coming or as a new group that was trying to make it,
Right, but I remember.
Do you know how many horror stories you got of that? Or trying to dash out last minute to try to make it on time.
Oh, yeah.
Remember one time my phone died and I was in the barbershop. Richie couldn't find me. He had to I don't know, somehow he decided to go to check for me in the barbershop. Took me out of the barber chair and we had to drive to the job.
No, guys, a lot of this is
At
like,
work, remember that sometimes I would be at
improvising.
work and I was they needed me to come play and I would take the train to jobs after work.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
no, it's
crazy.
a lot. It's a lot, right? And I feel like only talking about it like this do we even think about it.
And so back to that scenario. And the reason why I'm talking about that scenario so much and why I'm getting so in depth into it is because there are a lot of things that happened that day that kind of laid sort of like a foundation as to things that we should do, things that we should not do, things that we should be prepared for. All the unexpected things that we could always run into. Like for example, we had one base at the time, right? Our base popped at the event that we're supposed to start.
Yeah, and then we have to
Right.
call Hank. Uncle
Now,
Hank.
we're there, and it's not like we were a couple houses down that we could try finesse the way around it. We're in front of the place, so
yes.
it wasn't just us
And they were
that
waiting
heard the
on us,
pop.
yeah.
It was people that was there at the event.
They went to
heard the
walk
pop
the
as well.
dirt.
So we start panicking. We started panicking about what we're gonna do now. We don't have a bass drum. What are we supposed to do? So we try to reach out to everybody possible that we can.
It's calling everybody.
Richie started
Fine.
beat the car.
Yo, listen. When I tell you we was pulling numbers out of
Isn't
places
that what
that we
the
didn't
drum
expect
tank,
that
bro?
we could pull numbers out of.
No.
Um,
Well, Bryan, tell us what the drum he had was made of.
So we got saved by a guy that had a drum made out of plastic.
Yeah, I remember.
And
And this happened twice with two.
it wasn't just a plastic. The barrel, for a lot of people that that live in Guyana, that's gonna see this, when you get those barrels from America, you'll be excited.
the blue one, the blue
We're not
plastic
talking
one.
about we're not talking about the brown paper ones. We're talking about the plastic blue ones, to be exact.
You should buy
no,
that at Met.
when I was growing up, all the barrels my parents used to send were the brown ones, right?
See,
No,
yeah.
I still
They
like
had
that.
the cheaper ones in the
Yes,
grocery
the
the
cheaper ones
supermarket
was the
store.
yeah,
a couple dollars.
No, but wait, did the brown ones go out of style?
No.
The brown ones,
It
if you had
didn't go
more
out of
money to
style.
pay for them.
Oh, okay.
The brown
It's
ones
just-
was
it
in the
depends,
parking.
because remember, when you were sending stuff back home, you were sending them and you were paying per the weight.
Oh, I see.
You feel
Okay.
me? So a lot of people had that option where they could put more stuff in a smaller
Yeah,
compartment.
my mom used to have me go inside and step on it.
Yeah.
Step on it so you could
yeah.
pack. You could pack as much things as you
When
can.
I stepped in it went all the way down. Like that.
No, well, back then, Mesh used to eat like $5 porry one time.
So yeah, we got saved by a base that
It was made out of a barrel.
it was made out of a barrel that
The same barrel that branded his country.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn.
damn,
Oh, my
Mesh.
God.
Damn.
Nah,
I was
Brandon's a-
born here.
Brandon's a
yeah, I thought
citizen.
you came on the boat, man.
No. I don't believe in boats.
Mesh, but tell us a little bit about your background, Mesh.
Oh,
in
my
terms of,
musical
music.
background.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this one.
Well, back in the day,
He studied with the best of the best.
I have you guys may not know about this, you may make fun of me, but I have a very distinct musical background, Rich, and I'll share that with you. So it first started off in elementary school.
Oh, okay.
I was with the violin.
All right.
Played the violin.
I've always wanted to play the violin.
No, I did. I played the violin for like 3 years. I
Mesh,
was
can you
actually-
can you play violin now?
I don't. If I see one, I probably won't even know what the hell to do with it. But started off there, Rich, and I was like, wow, I may have a knack for this. So then I put down the violin, and then in middle school, I think I played the flute or something like that, the recorder. But then my real time to shine really came in high school
All
when
right.
I picked up the trumpet,
Oh, the trumpet.
and I played the trumpet for almost like 3 years.
Really?
Yeah, I played the trumpet for 3
Did your
years.
teacher ever teach you how to buzz?
How to what?
What is
How to
that?
buzz. So you're a trumpet player. You're supposed to know how to buzz.
Oh, like when you blow into it?
Not
Hey,
wrong.
yo. Hey, yo.
What is it?
So basically, when you have a trumpet or clarinet or even a sax, I used to
I'm
play
sorry. I
alto.
thought this was my story.
I used to play the alto sax. I remember like some of the players like
Yo, why he's taking the spotlight from you,
Yeah.
though?
they would
like,
need a wooden piece to go and
Well, that's
tie.
because the trumpet wasn't wooden. It was
Oh, I'm
brass.
sorry.
The piece that you played with, that you blew into,
I'm sorry.
was a
Remember,
brass piece.
he's the master over here.
and then I was part of the marching band, Rich. So that's what like sparked my interest in being a band and having that
Damn,
kind of.
what?
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Marching
so
band mesh.
Before then, you didn't even
You
know.
sure it's a marching band or mariachi band? Yeah, I mean,
oh my God.
distinguish
No,
between
but
the
mesh.
two.
So how did you like transition that into like the culture and participating in that?
I think from then, Rich, you kind of forced me, right? So that was kind of like, after the trumpet, I was willing to like rest, put my musical career to a rest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't really think.
No,
it
but
was,
Mesh, the people
anything
need you.
else.
The people need you.
Oh no, the people do need you.
I don't
Yeah.
think. Oh, no, I know they do, but I'm just saying. Like, I didn't think there was anything else that was left for me, right, to take on. And then Richie came to me with this idea of starting a band, right? And he was like, "Yo, we can do this. We can, we can take it somewhere else new." And I was like, "Sure, yeah." So I thought it was an idea that was going to fade away after a couple of days, but he was just really consistent. He was like, really, I want this, I want this, I want this. So I was like, all right, let's do it.
Well, I also want to ask you, right? Being the fact that you picked up different type of instruments, you dabbled a little bit into this, you dabbled a little bit into that.
Mm-hmm.
What inspired you to continue playing Tasa? That's something that I've always wanted to, ask all of you guys. Playing it, like picking it up an instrument, playing it for a little bit. It's one thing. You dabbled a little bit with it, but unlike the flute, unlike the violin, unlike the trumpet,
Mm-hmm.
where you pick those up, you played it a little bit, you dabbled a little bit with them, and then you set them aside,
Mm-hmm.
right? With Tasa, you picked it up, and you've been dabbling with it
Mm-hmm.
to this day. What are some of the things that you would say, like that you could tell me, that motivated you and inspired you to continue?
Well, I think what kept me going was, every month when I would get my mortgage bill and I would see
Oh,
it,
jeez.
and I'd say, I got to do something about this, right? But no, seriously, on the other end, I think, with the other instruments, it was never like how it is with Tasa, right?
Mm.
So Tasa, as we started off was just a hobby. Like, we played it, we were doing it like as a side gig. You had time, like, we played with jobs. We weren't even getting paid. We barely taking anything.
We did a
back
lot
then.
of fundraiser events.
Not even that. Like, sometimes we walk away with like $50, $100 after like the whole entire Saturday of playing, right? Like that was like back. We did that for years.
I used to try to make all that money as quick as possible. So when I go to the store, I'd have to shorten my food stamps. But continue anyway. A little embarrassing, but continue anyway.
But yeah, it was like I looked at it like a chance to, all right, well, it's the weekend. You got a chance to hang out with your boys and you're getting paid a little bit of my money. So you might as well get paid for hanging out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it became something more than that, right? Like, it grew to something to more. And like, it actually became what it is now, which is a business, right? And I think that's what distinguishes it from every other instrument I played before, was that this actually became something from a hobby into a business, right? And now, here we are doing what we do, but it's just like, we never imagined it to be this way, right? And I think that's kind of where it's like, wow, like, okay, where can it take us next, right? Or what else can we do next? Like, now we're here, now we're talking about it, now other people want to hear about what we have to say, other people want to know what's going on, other people want to do what we're doing. So it's just, it's something that you never imagined it to be, And I think, shout out to Richie for that, for actually sticking with it and trying to make
trust
it.
me, I'm gonna ask him the same question too. So
Something out of a
Skip over
hobby.
me.
your turn is coming.
But yeah, I think that's the biggest part of it, and like I was, we said this before too, but just to make it something from more than what it is, right? Like something that we can use outside of being just a business, outside of being a hobby, like using the skills that we learn here, talking, playing in front of people, stage fright, learning how to talk to, potential clients, interacting with them, getting on their level. Like, that's skills you need in everyday life, right? And I think that's something that we've all grown tremendously. I remember before, like, only Richie would talk to clients because we were scared. The rest of us just didn't know how.
Oh yeah.
Now I don't think Richie Bailey's even talks to anybody now. Like, I talk to a lot of people myself. Like, Brandon talk. Like, we all, everybody
Real
talks
mix.
to everybody, right? So it's just like, it's changed a lot and it's helped us develop skills outside of just playing drum. And I think that's what made me stick with it, you know?
So, Big Rich, I do want to ask you the same question. Like, growing up, I don't know, like how was your musical background growing up?
Same way as it is now.
No, I mean, like I didn't play anything. Maybe the Duntal a little bit, but like I guess in school I played. They have these instruments called the chimes, right?
The triangle.
No, and you just like strike it like no, but so like I feel like playing an instrument was always pretty tough for me, right? Like my dad grew up in like Temple and Mundir and stuff, so he sang Ramayana, he sang Chowtal and stuff. So like that was like my foundation, right?
Okay.
And from that, I always was like, okay, I want to do something to add to this, to contribute to this as well.
So what was like key factors that you would say that like motivated you to pursue playing Tasa and like to keep on playing Tasa? Like what were some things that made you feel like this is something that you want to do long term, like for the long run?
So I think when we used to sing Chowtal, and we still do, but some of the guys used to have a Tasa drum, and they would play for certain parts of when we sing, right? And then I was like, that looks really cool. I wanna try that out and see how it goes. And of course, the first couple of times, like you do anything, you'll sound like crap, right? But I just kept looking and like trying to learn. Like, all right, if I play it in this way, will it sound similar to what this guy is playing? And yeah, I was like really trying to mimic what I saw, right? I think it was just that little bit of optimism that I felt doing that. And I felt like, okay, like this is something I could do, right? And for years and years, and Bryan knows that I'm still trying to learn how to play Dolak well. I could play some basic beats, but it never really like stuck for me.
Always you can't just, again, like I said, you can't be a baby, right, wanting to run. In order to run, you have to first creep, then walk before you can actually start running.
Yeah.
So, process. It all takes process. It all takes time. You can't just wake up overnight and be like, okay, I am the best, Dolak player, because, you just think that it takes time. It takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of practice. A lot of dedication and a lot of practice, right?
A lot of time.
A lot of time. It do. But you gotta be, you gotta be willing. You gotta be willing and want to do it. Because, trust me, I have people come up to me a lot, just over this Narat period, right? People kept on coming up to me. Hey, bye, man, why don't you teach my son? Hey, bye, man, why don't you teach my grandson to play drums? And I would say to them in return, teaching them is not the problem. The problem is teaching them. They come for the first week, the second week, the first month, the second month, and then lose interest.
No, but I feel like that is such an important like concept, right? Like the concept of consistency, right? Because at first, like I said, I sucked, right?
And I think this is why I wanted to ask you guys, like, what motivated you guys, what inspired you to keep on doing it, because I want to get that key sense of like what it is, that spark, that connection, right? Especially for you guys, like me, I'm a little different because I do have that line, that background in music, right? So it's a little easier for me to grasp the music. It's a little easier for me to like understand the music. For you guys, the three of you, and the reason why I'm asking this is because I want to know what it is for someone that comes from a background that has nothing to do with music.
For me, it was Sanjay hit me with the choke every time he was trying to teach me how to play bass.
That was one of the
my boy Sanjay.
Listen, that was one of the methods in teaching you.
Sanjay was hit me with the choke every time, play it back like 10 times.
What about you, Bryan?
So Brandon, same question. Like, being someone that didn't come from like that very deep rooted background of music talent, to be in this person that you are, to play the way you play, to have this persona that you have when you play your drums, right?
It's like WWE meets Tasa.
What it is? What are some of the things? What are some of the things that that inspired you to keep on doing this? What are some of the things that motivated you to say, okay, I want to keep on doing this? This is, this is making my life good.
So as a young kid, right, coming into this, again, I didn't know nothing, right? And over the summer, I used to work in my high school. I was like the front desk boy. I used to do mail, faxing, filing, whatever.
Clean the toilets.
And but anyways, it was boring, right? And Tasa came, and as a young kid, you going out, you playing all these events, you meeting new people, and it was quick cash. I was like, oh, I could get used to this, right? And I always loved it, but it wasn't only because of the money; it was for the love of it, right? I always loved. I never knew that. Honestly, growing up, I never thought I would have been a performer. And learning how to play, it took time. Right, again, I learned under the great mesh, but it took time, and gradually I started to get the grasp of it, and then I got better and better and better, and it kept on. Again, quick cash, meeting new people, visiting new places was another big thing. I remember I played a job with Ryan Ali. I went to Turks and Caicos with him. Then we went to Canada. Then we went all over playing drum. That's where it got us. Drum got us, known all over. And that's something I'll never take back. That's something that I'll always, push for the future, because it shouldn't necessarily stop here. And it's a great trait to have in your back pocket. You can play the drum, or you can play Tasa. But it's always been a key thing, learning to play and sticking to it.
One thing, not to cut you, but one thing I will say to you that my grandfather always say to me, and I will say it to all you guys. This is a talent that you have, right? That we all have. This is a talent that we all have, that no one, no man, or no God could take it away from you. But it's something that you could teach to every man.
That's a powerful thing, man. It's a powerful thing, because I feel
something
like
that you could teach to every mankind.
When I was a little bit younger, I didn't really understand that, and I was like, that's just something all people are saying. But like now that I got a little bit older, you sort of understand that, right? That this is like a discipline to learn.
It is.
Right? And then you can really help other people with this, right? Help other youth gain confidence, help them learn consistency.
But then on the back end of that, right, there's always two sides of it, like Bryan said, right? You got the youth that want to learn, but then they're
got some
more
that ran away.
They're more in it for the lifestyle.
Yeah,
they're more in it for
like, it's a
party.
dangerous. It can be very dangerous lifestyle,
and
right?
That's a problem, right? Because then it's like they see this, but they don't see this. You know what I mean? Like they see the nice stuff on Instagram.
When they do that, they're leaving a bad image on the culture for the other generations, for the youths that's coming up.
Well, Bryan, like think about it, right? Like when we first started playing, it can become very intoxicating without even alcohol, right? Like in terms of like fast money, right? You're going to all these different places, meeting all these people, right? When we were, very much single, right? There's a lot of girls, a lot of things going on, right? And if you don't have your head screwed on correctly, it can lead you down a deep and dark path.
Oh no, a lot of, and honestly speaking, I'm telling you from experience. I know a lot of guys that plays musical instruments out here in New York. A lot of them, I met them, and they were really, really good, very excellent drummers. And they fell into the rabbit hole and got caught up into the traps. And now you would look at these guys and be like, are they really the same people? Sometimes you have certain things in front of you when you go to these events that will test your limits.
Yeah.
Right? And while your limits are being tested, your patience is being tested. Your persona is also being tested and being watched. Right?
I think that, to tag on to what you said, I think a lot of it is just knowing when to end it, right? When to call it quits, right? Because a lot of times,
there's always a time and a place for certain things.
Yeah.
And then there's also a time and place
that
for
party
not.
that we're playing is not your party. That wedding that we're playing is not your wedding.
Yeah,
It's not your family. Like, the hardest thing to say, okay, you play a hand at a reception or something like that, you turn around and you leave, right? You don't go back to the bar. You don't go hang out. You know what I mean? Like for a lot of people, that's hard because it's there, it's free, it's fun, it's a great environment. You got nothing else to do. You don't want to be home.
You gotta keep professional.
These events that we go to, right? It's a celebration. it's a celebration not for the people that's inviting you, whose event it is, but it's a celebration for the people that's attending those events. And this is the reason why I brought it up, like for your guys' wedding. During your wedding, you wasn't able to really, enjoy the wedding with the people that was there enjoying the wedding because you are so more focused on
getting married is really stressful, man, huh?
Yeah.
You gotta be doing a lot of different things.
You guys were
Thank
so
God
much
I
more.
never gotta do that.
You guys are so much more focused,
Hell no.
Coming up
never.
soon.
right? You guys are so much more focused on getting that, that part finished, right? And the thing is that a lot of people fail to realize, or I think a lot of people fail to realize, is that when you get invited to an event, right? You're not getting invited just to go there and sit there with your hands folded
And be stush.
and just be mad stush and be all up in thinking that you're some people invite you there because they want you to enjoy that moment.
Yeah.
If they have, so for example, right, if I'm doing a party, if I'm doing a wedding, I'm doing something, I'm paying money, right? Because everything costs money. Everything costs
and
money.
They plan and
Everything.
save for years, right?
I have to plan this. Okay, now I'm gonna do a party, right? I have X amount of people that's coming. I need to make sure that X amount of people have a great time, right? So when they get back home, they can share that great experience that they had with their friends, with their family.
Yeah.
Right? So now what I have to do, I have to provide a venue. I have to provide the food, right? Because you don't want nobody come to your event and talk about, oh, they left empty stomach. You provide the beverages.
You ever been
right?
to Tamesh's house?
Right.
You
So
have to provide the beverages.
my mom and dad were actually telling me a story where they went to a wedding a few years ago, and there was no food for everyone.
Sorry. And
It wasn't Tamesh's.
And look at this, right? Look at this. They went to that event. There was no food, and they came back and they said something about it. That's
How you don't got food? Like what is that? How you-
No, I guess
exactly,
they invited too many people and there wasn't enough food.
So again, it's like this, right? I'm paying a DJ because I want that DJ to come there to play music for the people that I invite to have a great time, to enjoy it, right? I'm paying the Tasa guys to come there so you can have live Tasa at your event, so you can enjoy the live Tasa.
Yeah.
I, as one of the drummers, right? I look at the audience. I look at the crowd, right? And this is one of the things that I do when we're playing. We're playing, and you look at the crowd, and based off the energy, based off the vibe that the crowd are giving you, it determines the type of drumming that they're gonna get, right? And that's just my thing. If everybody's there dancing, having the time of their life when you start playing, it makes you want to play and play and play.
Yeah.
Don't want to stop playing, right? You want to keep it going, right? Because it's like the amount of dopamine that's being released, right?
Right, it's
That
like
that
unlike
level of
anything else.
that level of excitement.
Damn, Bryan, I didn't
It's-
know those,
it's- it's
those
there.
words existed in his vocabulary.
I
Right,
just want to go
so-
home.
So, and then you go to certain events, huge events, right? Very extravagant, and then you're there and you're playing your heart out, right? And everybody's just there sitting down.
No, well, Bryan, so that's a good point. We do have to end off, guys, in a few minutes, but we've gone to so many different weddings and events over the years, right? And sometimes it's like the little backyard wedding with not that many people that's the most exciting, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
And the most expensive venues and places, the people like don't even say hello to us. They kind of look at us like we're the help. Right?
true. Sometimes they look at us like, you guys are not supposed to be here.
No, and guys, I'm not saying that, you have to bring us into your house and like wine and dine us, right?
I
But
remember one time the lady gave me the plate. I was like, I'm not I'm not a server.
oh, she gave you the empty
Give me
plate?
the empty plate. I was like,
One time somebody gave me their car keys. They said, I'll come back for this later.
For real?
No, I'm joking.
No, all right, guys. So like we're gonna have to end off here, but this is only episode 1, right?
This is definitely episode,
Episode 1 of the KICBack Podcast.
KICBack
Definitely.
Podcast, right? So
All right, shout out to Mesh for coming up with the name,
Who,
the
me?
KICBack Podcast. KIC KICBack.
that's right.
I think that this what we're doing right now will be something that people will look forward to. I myself is looking forward for the next episode where we get a little more in depth into like, you know, certain things.
Yeah, and guys, so we're gonna have a lot of different guests from the community, a lot of like, you know, leaders. Our next guest is gonna be Bharati Sukul Kemraj
Actually,
from
our
Bronx.
first guest.
Our first guest, yes. And why that is cool is that I think she kind of gave us our start in this, you know, industry. And
Definitely did, yeah.
we wanted to, you know, have her be the first guest of this show. But yeah, guys, a lot more fun to come, a lot more anecdotes, a lot more stories. Thank you guys so much for listening.
To the 2 viewers out there logging off.
Thank you guys.
To
Mash,
his
anything
2
to close?
views out there and to the other 200,000 views
Damn.
as well. Yeah, thank you guys. And, you know, we'll see you guys next week. Make sure you guys tune in. You don't want to miss.
Damn, there's a lot of outros. Are we all gonna do an outro?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I mean,
No,
I'm
Mash,
good.
you
I
gotta give a
think
little outro too. Hold up, go ahead.
there's
Definitely.
mad outros. It's like 4 different outros.
Okay, so
No, I just want to say, you know, have a good day.
not the peace sign.
I think as we grow this, you know, we get engaged more with the community, see what people want to talk about, see what they're interested in hearing us talk about, and build it from there. So excited to see what the future holds, boys.
Guys, strong work, guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Strong work.